The glass doors of the towering Manhattan skyscraper swung open with a crisp whoosh as Marcus Taylor pushed the mop bucket into the lobby. He moved quickly, navigating the shiny marble floors and the swarm of suited employees who barely glanced at him. He was invisible, just another janitor in the vast ecosystem of Brooks Enterprises, the empire built by billionaire CEO Ethan Brooks. But today, Marcus wasn't just another faceless worker. Today, something extraordinary was about to happen. The conference room on the 45th floor buzzed with tension. Ethan Brooks, impeccably dressed in a tailored navy suit, was pacing frantically. He had a board meeting with a critical group of Chinese investors, one that could decide the fate of his latest billion-dollar merger. But there was a problem, a massive, terrifying problem. No translator? Ethan snapped, slamming his fist onto the glass table. How is this possible? The documents are in Mandarin, and none of our interpreters are available. His assistant, pale and nervous, stammered, We tried calling them, sir. Everyone is in transit. There's no one available for another hour." Ethan's hands went to his face. His calm, collected persona, the one that commanded millions, was crumbling. The room felt like it was closing in, the weight of failure pressing down on him. The investors were minutes away, and without a translator, the deal would be lost. Marcus, hearing the commotion from the hallway, frowned. He didn't usually eavesdrop, but he had grown up in a bilingual household, fluent in Mandarin thanks to his mother, and he had learned business vocabulary from years of listening to the cleaning crew's private conversations and news broadcasts while working in corporate offices. He knew he could help. He pushed the bucket aside, straightened his back, and walked toward the glass conference room. "Excuse me," Marcus said politely. His deep voice cut through the tension. Ethan spun around, confusion written across his face. "Marcus? What are you doing here?" Marcus took a small breath. "Sir, I overheard your problem, and I can translate. I'm fluent in Mandarin." The room went silent. Every board member and assistant stared at him, incredulous. A janitor, fluent in Mandarin? It seemed impossible. Ethan blinked, uncertain whether to laugh or cry. "Are you serious?" he asked. "Yes, sir. I can help," Marcus said calmly, pulling a small notepad from his pocket. Ethan hesitated, then swallowed hard. He was running out of options, and the clock was ticking. "Fine," he said, voice tight. "You're going to do it. You better not mess this up, Marcus." Marcus nodded, stepping into the conference room with confidence. The investors arrived, a group of sharp-suited executives who clearly expected a polished translator, not a janitor. Their eyebrows rose in surprise, but Marcus didn't falter. He opened the documents, scanning them with a practiced eye. "Good afternoon, gentlemen," he began in perfect Mandarin. "I am Marcus Taylor, assisting Mr. Brooks today. Allow me to guide you through the key points of this proposal." The investors exchanged glances, impressed by his fluency. Ethan watched in stunned silence, unable to believe what he was seeing. Marcus had not only translated everything accurately, but he also explained the nuances of the deal, clarifying complicated legal points in real time. By the end of the meeting, the investors were smiling and nodding. Contracts were signed, handshakes exchanged, and Ethan Brooks, the billionaire CEO who had been on the verge of panic, was now smiling with genuine relief. "Marcus," Ethan said after the investors left, voice full of awe, You just saved this deal. Do you know what this means? This merger is worth over $1 billion. You just saved $1 billion. Marcus smiled humbly. Just doing my job, sir." Ethan shook his head, laughter bubbling from him now. "No, Marcus, this isn't just your job. You're incredible. I've underestimated you. I owe you more than I can say." Marcus shrugged, modest but proud. "Glad I could help, sir. That's all that matters." Before we begin, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more real stories. Comment below where you're watching from this video. The next few weeks were a whirlwind. Word of Marcus's heroics spread through the company, first whispered in break rooms, then openly celebrated by employees. Everyone wanted to know more about the janitor who could save billion-dollar deals. Even the press caught wind of it. Ethan, meanwhile, couldn't stop thinking about Marcus, not only because he had saved the merger, but because his courage, intelligence, and humility had struck a chord with him. He began inviting Marcus to more meetings, not as a janitor, but as an advisor. Marcus still mopped floors, still emptied trash cans, but now he walked into boardrooms as a respected presence. One evening, as Ethan walked with Marcus through the empty skyscraper, he stopped in front of the large floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Manhattan. The city lights glittered like stars below. "I don't know how to thank you," Ethan said, voice quiet. "Most people would have run the other way. You didn't even hesitate." Marcus smiled. "It's simple, sir. You needed help, and I could give it. That's all." Ethan shook his head. "It's more than that. You're brilliant, Marcus. I've been in this business for 20 years, and I've never met anyone like you. Frankly, I wish I'd known you sooner." Marcus's heart beat faster. "Sir, I've been here a long time, just never given a chance to show what I can do." Ethan nodded, his eyes thoughtful. "Well, consider this your chance. I want you closer to the business, not just as a translator or an advisor. I want you shaping decisions, being part of the team. If you want it, Marcus." Marcus paused, stunned. He had dreamed of this moment, but he hadn't dared imagine it. "I would be honored, sir." Over the next few months, Marcus took on responsibilities that no janitor in corporate history had ever held. He traveled to China alongside Ethan, negotiating contracts, bridging cultural gaps, and impressing investors with his intellect and dedication. During one particular negotiation in Shanghai, a crisis erupted. One of the key investors threatened to withdraw because of a miscommunication in the contract. Panic spread through Ethan's team, but Marcus calmly stepped forward. "Let me handle this," Marcus said, flipping open his notebook. Within minutes, he had clarified the terms, translated every nuance accurately, and diffused the tension. The investors, initially furious, now applauded his clarity and professionalism. Ethan watched, awestruck once again. "Marcus, how do you do this?" Marcus shrugged. "You listen, you understand, and you never assume someone won't understand you. That's all it takes." From that day forward, Marcus wasn't just a janitor. He was a legend in the corporate world, a symbol of how talent, courage, and determination could break barriers and challenge every expectation. Back in New York, Marcus became a public figure. His story went viral. The janitor who saved a billionaire CEO, who stepped up when no one else could. Interviews, magazine features, and TV spots followed. Yet, despite the fame and praise, Marcus remained humble, often reminding everyone that success wasn't about recognition. It was about helping when it mattered most. Ethan, inspired by Marcus, created a scholarship in his name, providing opportunities for young black men and women to enter fields traditionally closed to them. He also made Marcus the head of a special corporate initiative, ensuring his voice and decisions shaped the company at the highest level. At a celebration held in the skyscraper lobby, Marcus stood next to Ethan as cameras flashed. He smiled quietly, thinking of every challenge, every long night, every doubting glance he had faced. "Who would have thought," Ethan whispered, leaning close, "that a janitor would be the smartest person in the room?" Marcus laughed, shaking his head. "Sometimes, the people who clean up the messes are the ones who fix the biggest problems." The crowd erupted in applause, cheering not just for Marcus, but for courage, resilience, and the reminder that greatness can come from the most unexpected places. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel for more real stories, and comment below where you're watching from. Stay tuned for more incredible stories of courage, intelligence, and everyday heroes who changed the world against all odds.